Are you coming to the tree?
Imagine what it would be like if we were to live in a world that is like, wow, there is so much tragedy in the world going on. Do we really need yet another Met Gala where we are showing off our dresses and our wealth that we know fucking well that 95% of the global population will never even get close to tasting? Or can we just skip it for a year and be like, man, we already are good. You know, we are set for life. Everybody that ever comes from our DNA is set for life. Let's just skip it a year. All this money we have, all this money that goes into the Met Gala, let's just collectively stand up and be like, we are not attending, because as the celebrities, if no celebrities are coming to the Met Gala, what's the Met Gala? A place of empty halls? You know, you get the point. If celebrities collectively were like, there are actually priorities in this world and showing off my fucking $50,000 dress is not one of them, let's not. And they will collectively put pressure on the government or on even the people that are organizing the Met Gala or any of such events and be like, whatever money you're investing, just take 20% of it and send it to the people in need. Imagine the world we would live in. Then people are like, oh, people are always going to suffer no matter what. You can't tell people how to live their lives. Are you going to tell people what to do with their money first and fucking foremost? That's incredibly classist to say. That's incredibly privileged to say. Because just because people are dying doesn't mean we will be like, oh, whether I eat this McDonald's or not, they will still be dying anyway. How the fuck do you all reason? Because that's exactly the point. That's exactly what these corporations are literally looking at. Your ignorance. Because if you collectively sit down and be like, man, I'm not funding no fucking fast food that sent 100,000 meals to a military that slaughters women and children literally in their sleep. My fucking taste buds are more than that. And it's not going to hurt me if I don't eat that big tasty. So maybe I go to the corner store down the street and get me a burger that's homemade. And I still support a small business at the same time rather than a fucking corporation that literally funds a genocide. But here we are babbling and yapping nonsense from morning till night because we are so fucking privileged that we do not need to care. We simply do not need to care. We can just off our fucking smartphones and go about our day. We do not need to give a fuck about what happens around the world, right? Because at the end of the day, whether you see it or you don't see it, it's still happening, right? That's the way you're fucking reason. That's why over 2 million people are being displaced in the Congo. That's why over 1.5 million people are not only displaced, but also under attack in Rafah. That is why millions of people around the world can't even have 3 meals a day, because we do not need to care, right? After all, what can one person do? You all literally are in your feelings dwelling about, oh, I mean, I'm only one person. What can I do? You are literally gaslighting yourself and taking away the power you have as an individual to speak up, because everybody has a voice. And once you speak, somebody else will listen. And the moment you don't speak, nobody will listen. So the moment you decide to stay silent, you're choosing the side of the oppressor. If that's what you want, just go about your day and say that. Because last time I checked, if 7 million people are only one, then 7 million people together are what exactly? Exactly. The masses are only one individually, but we are many collectively. And once we are still divided collectively because we haven't even agreed to the basic fact that a genocide should not be happening, because there are still people in this fucking 2024 arguing about the fact whether or not this is self-defense, right? Because at the meantime, we've, 35,000 dead people in 214 days of genocide, and you still want to actually debate the fact that this is self-defense? We've collectively not even agreed that people deserve to live. We have not. I want you to sit down and listen to what I just said, and I want you to let that sink into that brain of yours. We have, as a society globally, not even agreed to the fact that everybody deserves to live. Fucking hell. We do not even need to go to hell. We are living in it. We are living in it. We are living in a society and a world where people are getting bombed while being displaced multiple times. And the world is like, that's self-defense. After all, they started it, right? That's the world we live in. But the Met Gala, right? So fucking important. Who wore which dress? That fucking dress can pay your year's rent. but continue supporting people that don't even know and will never know about your existence.